Hi guys, DevilHunterXYZ, and I kind of want to take this time to address my own opinions, my own impressions of, well, Call of Duty, and I guess the upcoming Modern Warfare, and I guess also Call of Duty Mobile. I know it's kind of a little bit weirdly late to be making this video, considering at this point of the recording, it's roughly about 11 o'clock at October 23rd. So this game is coming out in a couple of days, or I guess technically it could be coming out tomorrow night for midnight launch, whatever, at least for GameStop anyway. But that aside, yeah, I kind of want to just give my overall impression so far of what I've been seeing with Modern Warfare. And I would like to say, I mean, I tried the alpha back in August, and at first, honestly, I didn't really think too much of it. I mean, just trying to get used to the control scheme at the time and the new weapons, and it wasn't really much to go on, unfortunately. And so I didn't really have any real high hopes for the game. I just thought it was okay at best, but nothing really too special about it. Uh, then of course the beta came out back in September, and with the beta, it did kind of open up more of the multiplayer with the gunsmith, which pretty much was like the whole customizing your weapons. I mean, they had different score streaks. They have more interesting creative class compared to what we had in previous years. So at least that was kind of all fine, all dandy. But yeah, overall the actual gameplay itself, I had to say it was actually pretty fun, pretty enjoyable, and I did like that. And if it was anything to go by from that beta, at least I would say it's pretty entertaining. And I was at that point I was actually hoping for the best in that game. Uh, and then of course it kind of went a little bit sour down the road when they announced the exclusivity deal with well, PS4 getting the Spec Ops survival mode. And of course, a lot of the higher ups at Activision were trying to downplay it, saying that it was just only a small portion of the game. Well, that in some way, yes, that is true. It's only a small portion, but it's just the overall picture, the overall fact that you're kind of removing a game mode for the Xbox players and the PC players, and still charging them regular price. And even though I have a PS4, I kind of still find that a little bit on the steamy side, honestly. I mean, I know it's the whole exclusivity deal with PS4, but I've never seen one being that drastic. And they will have to, those players will have to wait until October of 2020, which honestly at that point, why even bother? Because more or less the next Call of Duty would most likely be out by around that time. And honestly, most of the player base, at least I've seen anyway, most of the player base when it comes to new Call of Duty games, they dropped within maybe the first 5 or 6 months. Because after that, you get more people trying to go back to the older COD games because usually they kind of complain about the current one, they go back to the old one saying it's better, or at times they just go back to some older ones to try to prepare themselves for the next Call of Duty, even though the current one is not even a year old yet. But I mean, that's just how Call of Duty's been for a decade or so. And yeah, so having that survival mode being locked for pretty much an entire year just doesn't make any sense in the long run. And I don't know. I'm kind of hoping that policy, that exclusivity, could change throughout the lifespan of Modern Warfare, but so far, really nothing yet. And my only, I don't know if it's confirmed or not, but I'm kind of hoping what you could do is, since I do have some Xbox, I do have a friend who does play on Xbox. What I'm hoping you could do is, if I were to host a game on the PlayStation 4, invite the friend from Xbox into my lobby, we still technically do survival that way. I mean, I haven't heard any confirmation if that's a possibility or if you could do that. I don't know, but that might be something to try out whenever the game actually launches. It's a possibility. But I mean, it's kind of a shame that the Xbox and PC don't even get the full game on that extent. Um, but I guess a good one bright side though later on though was the fact that they did announce that there was not going to be any supply drops or any malicious form of microtransactions. So it's just going to be a pure clean cut game, and at least I'm hoping they keep their word on it. But I mean, this is Call of Duty, Activision, so I don't know. Uh, but I mean, they have confirmed that there's not going to be any supply drops, and they're kind of more going for a tier-based seasonal type of progression. I guess kind of what you would get maybe like in Rocket League or Fortnite, which I guess in hindsight that could be better for the long run. And honestly, it'd be kind of interesting to see a Call of Duty do something like that, really. Or I guess in a way it's kind of ready like that with Black Ops 4, but without all the microtransactions, and, the horrendous supply drops. Uh, yeah. So I mean, if that's kind of the what Modern Warfare is going to be doing, no supply drops at all. I mean, this could be the start of something completely new with Call of Duty in general, and maybe at this point, Call of Duty could be taken in a different direction, and kind of be more consumer friendly and kind of giving more, uh, more playability, and at the same time, kind of more equality amongst other players instead of just relying on slot machine gambles to try to get the stuff that players actually want. Because even with that though, the thing is, as hopeful and enlightened to hear about that, the thing unfortunately though, kind of bring up to this point is the Call of Duty Mobile, and what I really think is you're making Modern Warfare more consumer friendly for the most part, only because I think they're more or less transferring all the stuff, all the microtransactions, all the supply drops. I think they're transferring that into Call of Duty Mobile. And I mean, for those who haven't played Call of Duty Mobile, essentially it's what it sounds. It's Call of Duty on mobile devices, and it's pretty much straight up multiplayer games. You got battle royale, and eventually they will have zombies. I have no idea when at this point. It's unfortunately still locked out, but from what I've heard, the zombies is gonna have like its own story or something, and it's gonna have actual Easter eggs that you can essentially play out. I don't know if there's any canonicity with that amongst like the Black Ops zombies or anything like that. It's probably in its own separate continuity for all I know. But anyway, yeah. So it plays out kind of like how Black Ops 4 plays out. You have a bunch of game modes, being all multiplayer, all online, and for the most part, it's actually not that bad. I mean, granted, control wise, it's something you're gonna have to just get used to, and I guess unless you want to mod, or well, unless you want to try to mod your way by playing it on the mouse and keyboard setup, which is possible. Granted, I don't really think. I mean, if you're finding it very difficult to use your phone to play the game, I guess you could technically give that a shot. But honestly, playing with a mouse and keyboard for a mobile game, it takes the fun out of it. Unfortunately, I mean, the game itself is a lot simpler than what you find in actual console-based Call of Duty. I mean, honestly, I would probably say stick with the mobile setup. I mean, you somewhat eventually kind of get into it, but the thing I don't like though about mobile immediately is the fact that it just bombards you with ads for everything about like trying to pinch all the money out of you. I mean, like as soon as you start up the game, though, it's I mean, it kind of bombards you with so many ads of like buying the premium pass. If getting stuff that you want, or getting more stuff at a faster rate, or getting the premium pass plus, which allows you to jump further ahead in tiers in the beginning. And of course, they have like seasonal stuff that you can technically purchase. And of course, they have the shops that allows you to buy COD points. And it's just like a huge mess of ads to just trying to get you to spend money on stuff in the game that you may or may not even like, for all we know. And of course, the recent thing right now is the whole supply drop spins. I guess essentially you're able to like throw down money to go into this like casino style spin where it will allow you to unlock certain things. But I mean, at least from what I've been seeing, like with Angry Joe and stuff, it's all against you. It's all rigged for the most part, you know. And the percentages that they kind of give for the winning certain sections of the spin, it's not even that accurate for the most part. And I guess to make matters worse, the more spins you want to do for it, the more it will cost you. But I mean, I just think it's kind of outrageous and how much money it's trying to gather from you. Granted, it's a free-to-play mobile game, so yeah, obviously they need to make money some way, but I mean, it's like the most aggressive thing I've seen, and I thought, honestly, back when they did Call of Duty Heroes, I thought that was pretty bad. Granted, though, with Call of Duty Heroes, at least it never really bombarded you from the start. Granted, like every now and then it would ask you if you wanted to spend money on Solarium back then, you know, in order to like redo matches and stuff like that, or if you want to keep going in fights, or if you want to rebuild everything faster. Yeah, I mean, it gave you the opportunity, gave you the option, but it never was really too intrusive. Let's just say that. Here, it seems like almost everything you do, like even after finishing a match, it just makes it feel like you should be spending money, you know, to get the most out of it, and that's what I just don't like out of it. I mean, I do like the fact. I mean, that aside, I do like the fact that they're now are moving past with the console Call of Duties, and the fact that they're trying to make it more consumer friendly, and that they're trying to abolish all the supply drops. Considering we've been having a huge issue with supply drops this year, and even last year, more so this year though. Yeah, there's been a lot of controversy going on with supply drops, but it seems like it could be for the better, at least for the console COD games. But for mobile, it seems like it's just only the beginning of something more drastic, more devastating, really. But well, I mean, honestly, I would like to see like all the supply drops, all the microtransactions just completely gutted out of from all the COD games. But I just don't see that ever happening. I mean, it's Call of Duty, and they just need their money. But I don't know. At least we're taking one step in a direction for console games, at least. But for Call of Duty Mobile, at least it's a mobile game, and you know, it's not something to really take too seriously compared to the console. Honestly, it's just more if you want to play COD on the go, really. Well, I don't know how long I don't know how long mobile is gonna last. To be honest, I mean, if it's gonna be anything like Heroes was, probably like 3 or 4 years until maybe they release something else. I can't really say, but I mean, we're getting one step in the right direction in some aspect, but it's almost like we just need more time for there just needs to be more time for COD to develop itself into being more siding for the consumers, you know, giving us more content for the price that we paid for, instead of just trying to nickel and dime us on every little thing. But I mean, we just had to wait and see what the future of Call of Duty will lay out, and just hope for the best, really. Alright guys, this is DevilHunterXYZ, and until next time.